What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne. Thank you for joining me in another video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at our first electric vehicle on the channel. Full-blown electric. This isn't hybrid. This is the 2020 Chevy Bolt. Not the Vault, but this is the Bolt. And today, I want to get into what makes it so different. What is the fascination people have with electric vehicles? How does it handle? What's the interior quality? And what does it sound like when you drive something like this? So today, let's talk about the exterior details briefly and then hop into the interior, take it for a test drive, and see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. Now, when it comes to the front of the Chevy Bolt, specifically the styling or lack thereof, the first thing you might notice is that the windshield looks like it's been snatched off a minivan. Now, quite frankly, in my opinion, I don't know why manufacturers make electric vehicles look like this. You know, it'd be nice if they were a little cooler, and that might be why I personally had not heard of the Chevy Bolt until about a week ago. The competition, such as the Kia Soul EV and the Tesla Model 3, look a little bit cooler, but where the Chevy Bolt truly shines is the range, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the review. Now, underneath the hood, you would think you would find additional storage, at least I did, but what I found was the high power distribution module, the accessory power module, and a whole bunch of orange connections and hoses and different coolant fluids instead of additional storage. That's pretty interesting. Now, coming lower, you do have LED headlamps. Of course, you want to keep this vehicle as efficient as possible, so LED headlamps do make sense. Let's go ahead and briefly check out the side profile. From the side profile, again, you're taking a severe hit on that cool factor with this windshield that looks like it's been grafted off of a minivan. But if you're looking at a car like this, if you're looking at an electric vehicle in general, the design and the coolness factor of the car should not be the priority, right? So I think that might be why some folks might not have heard of the Chevy Bolt. It's not that it's not as great as its competitors, such as the Tesla Model 3. I think people are flocking towards Tesla because that's the cool new brand out right now. That's the trendy brand, but this car definitely does have some impressive features we'll talk about a little bit later. But if you're looking at an electric vehicle, the exterior design is not your priority. And speaking of electric, this is where you charge the car. You simply put the plug in here, plug it into a wall. If you plug it into a 120 volt power outlet, it's gonna take about 36 hours to charge. 240 volts, it's gonna take about 9 hours. There are fast charging stations that are available. Within charging for 30 minutes, you can get an additional 90 miles. So that's definitely a cool feature. Let's go ahead and check out the rear. Checking out the back of the Bolt EV, the storage is typically what you would find in a small crossover. There is additional storage if you pull open this panel here, additional storage underneath that, but you can also lower the rear seats from the second row. So you have to lower the rear seats from the second row. You can't lower the rear seats from the back. Now I'll put the hatch down and you might notice something. The rear brake lamps are on the hatch. And that's interesting because there's a federal code stating that brake lamps can't be on a moving piece of body structure such as a hatch or a trunk lid. So what they did was add these redundant brake lamps here, so that way when the hatch is open and you're on the side of the road, somebody will still see you because you have these lamps here as well. Now the turning signals aren't redundant. Turning signals are just located on the bottom portion of the back, not on the brake lamps that are on the hatch. In addition, when it comes to features on the back, you might notice that there are two cameras here. One camera is for your electronic rear view mirror. There's a switch you can simply flip and it gives you a nice wide angle view within the rear view mirror. That's pretty neat. And then the second camera is for your 360-degree parking system. This car is packed with a lot of safety goodies, and that's one of them. That's one of my favorites. I love being able to back out of a garage or a parking space and being able to just look at the screen and see all of what's around me. That's pretty neat. Now let's go ahead and hear that exhaust note. Just kidding. All right, so we're cruising in this Chevy Bolt EV, and I must say that it is a little strange not hearing any engine noises while you're driving, right?
Hello there. Welcome to 3051.
Oh my gosh, too many movies. So yes, it does seem a little futuristic.
I feel like I'm a kid again, back at Disneyland, riding one of those futuristic rides.
Yeah.
Like, this is what it feels like.
Yeah, it throws you off a bit. Yeah.
You know that sound?
Yeah.
Like, it's very smooth though, I must admit.
But one thing is, like, you probably will hear like wind noise a little bit more and like bumps in the road a little bit more.
It's so light. I don't even. I literally feel like I'm on a belt and it's stringing me along.
Yes, that's what
I'm on a ride.
exactly what it feels like.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is an interesting concept. Like I said, you can use this to putt around. Something you could do on the daily. You can daily drive this. Now it does come with the 3-year, 36,000 mile limited warranty, and then your powertrain warranty is 5 years, 60,000 mile, and then your electrical components have a warranty of their own. That's 8-year, 100,000 mile, whichever comes first. Just for those of you who are interested in this car and wanting to know the warranty information. So it's nice to be inside a warm vehicle. Yes, we have on coats. It is as cold as it
really
looks.
Cold
It's in the 30s, and that's pretty cold for Atlanta. So have to be in a warm car. Now I will mention that, speaking of warmth, you do have heated seats.
Let me cover this.
A heated steering wheel. Go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
You guys know I love to be warm. You got your heated steering wheel. Both have heated seats. Wait, check this out. You even have heated seats in the back.
Yeah, right? And as a matter of fact, this car even has the keyless start. So even though it doesn't have a traditional engine, you have an electrical motor. You know, you could use it, use the keyless start function to heat up the car before you get in it.
I was very, very surprised.
Right. And you know why it has so many different heated components, like the heated rear seats, the steering wheel, the front seats?
Why?
It's because when
I get cold.
That's true, but once you use your air conditioning, that sucks up a lot of power.
Okay.
Right? So this is an EV. You want to be as conservative as possible.
Right.
So instead of having the heat blasting, you could just turn on the heated seats.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty interesting. Now, one thing I also noticed about this car is that it gives you plenty of information on the screen about the charging capability.
Cute. Oh my gosh. That's us.
Yes. So it's pretty interesting how many different menus there are here.
First of all, just because this is an electric vehicle, right? Mm-hmm. And it's considered green, why is everything green?
Everything's got to be green.
It does not have to be green. Okay.
You know how it's like electrical vehicles, they have to, like, we get it, it's electric. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's tons of information here. It even grades you on your driving technique, you know, the terrain, climate settings, outside temperature. It kind of has this way of critiquing you to get you to think about driving green and efficiently, since you're in a vehicle that's limited, you know, by the battery, right? So on a full charge, you'll get 259 miles in this car, right? Mm-hmm. But that's driving extremely conservatively. They claim 259. I'm a little skeptical if you can get actually 259, but that's what they claim. You know, it has a minimum, a maximum, and then the average amount they expect you to get on this digital display behind the steering wheel. So you can use this to putt around town and just plug it in every night and you'll be fine, right? Again, if you plug it into a standard electrical outlet, it'll take about 36 hours to charge from empty to full. You know, a 240 volt outlet, 9 hours, and then there's fast charging stations available. The 30-minute charge will get you an additional 90 miles. So that's pretty interesting.
That's nice.
Feels like a golf cart, doesn't it?
It does, and everything inside of it's all what you guys think.
Yeah, talk about the materials. Tell them. It's plasticky texture type stuff.
This actually has some sparkle in it that I noticed the other day. This here feels like definitely a recycled material. I don't know what they call this because it's a little bit rougher. It's smooth but rough, and it has like some triangle print in it. This is just normal, what you would find in any vehicle. This here. This is like a plastic.
It's a lot of plastic. It's definitely a green vehicle, a vehicle made out of tons of recyclable materials.
But the seats are leather, and in the back are leather.
The seats, I'm skeptical. The seats, I don't know if they're as comfortable as I would like. For me, the front seats.
They're pretty firm.
They're firm and they're a little narrow for me. I'm not gonna lie. The seats feel a little narrow.
They're not wide. They don't have that extended, knee rest thing that I like. Mm-hmm. But I think this is what you're gonna find standard in an electrical vehicle.
Right. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't know why a lot of manufacturers of these electric vehicles have to make it feel like it's an electric vehicle. What I mean by that is like the styling.
Right, it doesn't have to.
Why do EVs have to look like that?
What's crazy is now that you mention it, like, I did not think about it until you mentioned it, but now, like, thinking back to the Tesla, it looks just like this. And I was like,
they
oh
look
my
like
gosh.
an EV, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
Yep. The door panels offer what you typically find in a car, but again,
it's
tons
not
of plastic.
Powered, guys.
Tons of plastic.
It's all manual.
You got power windows. The seats are not power.
Yeah.
And then you have some storage on the bottom of the door panels as well. Now, one thing that's unique to EVs, Isha, is the acceleration, because you have instant torque from that electric motor. We're catching a red light here. I'll show you. The acceleration from 0 to 30 is pretty insane.
Okay. I guess I better hold on then.
So it'll taper off once you get to highway speeds. That punch is not there, but again, you're not driving this. See, watch. So it gets up there pretty quick, right?
Oh yeah, and it's not a bad backdraft.
Right.
We call that.
it's not throwing you back, but it accelerates pretty quickly.
Right.
And again, at highway speeds, it's not going to do that. But like I said, you're not going to be taking this on a road trip across America, right? So.
No. I mean, one could if they knew where every charging station was at.
Yeah.
Or if you got some sort of extra battery. Do they sell those?
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't
work like that.
Sure?
I'm sure. You're not going to be pulling over and switching out the battery like this is a drone or a RC car or something like that.
That would be pretty cool though, right?
It sounds labor intensive. The batteries in these cars are actually pretty heavy. This is a heavy car. It's a small car, but it weighs well over 3,000 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool, though, you know?
See that acceleration?
Yeah.
But, you know, just doing that acceleration sucks up power. So it's important to remember to try to drive efficiently. Now,
That's the whole point of this car.
Yes, efficiency.
Drive smart.
Yeah. Now, it does have the tech features that you come to know and love from GM, like this mirror here, as you can see.
I love that.
You know, you flip that and it has, it takes advantage of that camera that we mentioned earlier that's in the back. It does have the lane keep assist and automatic braking, pedestrian detection, all the features that you've come to know and love and like the higher end luxury vehicles are in this. Now, one thing I will say about the pricing is when it comes to EVs, the whole purpose of getting an EV is to save on fuel and be more efficient, right? Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
So, and this is not just specific to this EV, but EVs in general. I think they're a little bit expensive. Like if I'm buying an EV to save money on gas, I don't want to feel like I'm paying a price just to have an EV. The whole point is for me to save money and not pay just to say I have an EV.
Right.
Right.
I understand. I thought, to be honest with you, I thought it was a bit expensive.
Yeah. So I wish that these cars would come in at about 25,000 or so instead of 36 to 40 to 45. Like when the Teslas first started coming out, those were anywhere between $60,000 to $80,000, and depending on what model you got higher. Now I understand those are a little bit different, but again, if your goal is to have an EV to help the environment and save money on fuel, what purpose does it serve you if the money you're saving on fuel you're throwing in the car just to say you have an EV?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think there's something to be said about that. Overall, riding this car is fairly smooth for such a short wheelbase. I thought it would be a little bit rough, but overall,
it's really smooth.
Smooth.
So the back, what do you think about the back?
Back seats, they are a little firm. The leg room, at first I thought it wouldn't be that much, but it's decent leg room back there.
I was surprised too. It is firm, but I think it has a decent amount of space back there.
Yeah, it's decent
bench
space.
Seating, I think what you would expect in an EV. But the car is good.
It's a decent car.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. This is my first time riding in an all-electric vehicle. I've been in a hybrid before, but wow, I'm about to get on that ride. Star Tours, something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like, and it just goes to show these cars are getting better and better and more efficient. This one even has regenerative braking, or regen braking for short. You take your foot off the gas and it applies the brakes, and it's able to conserve some of the energy from that. It even has a mode where, watch, let me show you. I'm gonna shift it into this mode here, and it's like driving a golf cart. So I only use the gas pedal to drive. The gas pedal. It's not the gas pedal on this. So you take your foot off the accelerator and it'll instantly brake, right?
That's so dangerous.
So it's just like a golf cart. It's not really dangerous. You know, just keep your foot on the accelerator once you want to keep it moving. And that's just a special mode. You can use the brakes traditionally if you want by shifting it back into D, shifting it back into drive. So again, it's just another interesting factor of this car.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So overall, if you're looking at an EV, this might be one to consider. The view from the driver's seat is pretty good. Even though I said it has that minivan style windshield, that offers you an awesome view from the front. You have an awesome view from the back as well, especially with this camera, even without it. But overall, it's an interesting experience. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. So I've had a ton of requests to review EVs. This is our first one. You guys let me know if you want to see any others. So Isha, thanks for joining me during the driving portion here.
And by the way, guys, it was a tight fit in the trunk.
It was a tight fit, and she likes to do this trunk test where she hops in the trunk. We'll start showing you that, but you know, like I said, you can fold down the second row and gives you more space,
which is pretty cool.
Yep. All right, so that's it. So that was a brief overview of this 2020 Chevy Bolt. Would this be something you're interested in driving around? Would you buy it? So it has a base price of around $36,600. As shown, this one's about $42,000 with options such as, you know, heated steering wheel, heated seats, and wireless charging and stuff like that. But I will mention that there are dealers out there giving serious incentives. So they would take like $6,000 off the sticker price if you're interested in one of these, depending on who you go to. Now, would I recommend having this car for a long road trip vehicle? Absolutely not. It really depends on where you live. If you're looking to do short hops around town, this might be the car for you if you're interested in the EV. Now, as far as the coolness factor of it and the visual appeal, there really isn't any, right? If you're looking at this car, that should not be the main priority. Yes, the Tesla Model 3 does look cooler, but this one truly outdoes the Tesla when it comes to the range. The Model 3 does not have the range that this vehicle has unless you get the extended range option on the Model 3. So I was truly impressed with the 259-mile claimed range that the Bolt provides. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section. Would you like to see more EVs on this YouTube channel? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And until next time, I'm Ben Wayne, the automotive reviewer that YouTube deserves.